Hello everyone, I hope you're having a very good day. In today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create line style using data from Excel. It is a tedious task to create line styles one by one while you are setting up your project. So we are going to use a Dynamo script and a structured data which we are going to import from Excel file to be able to create line styles all at once. I'm going to be using Revit 2024 and external package Beam Orf Nodes. So let's get started. Alright, I have already set up my Excel file where I have structured my data to be able to import them inside Dynamo, and let's see what we've got here. First of all, we need line style name, which depends on your standards, and then we need our weight, which by default it's ranked between 1 to 16 inside Revit. Let me show you. Additional settings inside the manage tab, additional settings, line weights, and you've got 16 of line weights. You can add another ones if you need so. And then we need line pattern. Here I need to highlight a couple of things here because inside default line pattern of Revit, you've got some of them, and if you want to create another ones, you have to set up it beforehand to your Dynamo script. So because we need to call them inside Dynamo. So for example, here I'm gonna be using demolished, dashed, and dash dot. Inside your Revit, manage additional settings, you're gonna have line patterns here. As you can see, I'm gonna be using the default ones. Alright, another note that I'd like to show you here is that you don't see a solid line pattern because it is the default one. It's a system line pattern. If I go and create solid and name it solid, here is coming a error saying that the solid line pattern already exists. It is a system line style and cannot be modified. So this is the same inside Dynamo. If I go and search for line pattern, as you can see here, you don't have solid ones. So there is a bug here using the line patterns. So for that reason, even though we have solid line styles, I'm gonna set the line pattern to dash line so that we can create them, and afterwards we can switch them to solid line patterns. And then we are going to have our colors, which is not necessary inside Dynamo to be able to create the line style. So this is just the guideline for your colors and your RGB. But what is important is to set your color RGB code colors. This is really important as an integer because we need to call them inside Dynamo. So let's start with Dynamo. For this script, I'm gonna be starting from the end of the script to see what kind of data I need to structure. All right, so I'm gonna search for line style dot create. This is the node from Beam Orf Nodes. It's an external package that we are going to be using. And let's figure it out some inputs here. We need names, which is kind of a string data. We need weight, which should be integer, line pattern as a element, not the name, and our colors. So I'm gonna leave this node here and start importing our Excel from Excel data from our Excel. So I'm gonna search for import Excel node. Here we need some additional nodes like file from path, and file, let me search this here, file path here. If you wonder what is this search panel here, it is the external package Monaco, and I activated from it this simple search. It is really handy tool to find out our nodes from keywords. And I'm gonna address my file from the desktop here. All right, and my sheet name is sheet 1. Let me see if it's correct. Yes, sheet 1. All right, and read as strings. I'm gonna leave this as a default value false, because we don't need to convert all the data from the Excel file to a string, because those RGB code colors need to be integer. So I'm gonna leave this node as the default value. So for now, let's hit run. All right, obviously we've got our data coming from Excel, right? So now we need to transpose them, because we have the raw structure, right? So we need to convert them to columns. So for that reason, I'm gonna search for transpose node and hit run again. As you can see, we have structured our Excel file as a columns, right? But we are importing the header as well, but we don't need them. So for that reason, I'm gonna search for drop items. All right, and then the integer to select the very first item to drop it. All right, since my list here is structured as a list inside the list, as you can see, my list here is at second level. So I need to switch these levels to the second level to be able to work with my nested list here. So if I hit run, as you can see, we get rid of the very first item here. Now we have our nested lists here. All right, so we need to work with them separately. I'm gonna bring out a code block here and write down inputs square brackets 0, and let me copy these ones. can change them to input like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's because we need to actually separate our list at index 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth to the last one, 6. All right. So if I bring out a watch node here, and let me copy this one just to show you a couple of these nodes and hit run. As you can see, I have a separate list of my data. This one and this one. Now we get rid of these watch nodes. From now so on, we've got some of our data, and we can actually wire these to our nodes. For example, for the names, my first list here is indicating my line style name, so I can wire this to name. And for the weight is my second list as a first list here, and I can connect this to weight. For the line pattern, all right, this is my second column here, but as you can see here, I have name of the line patterns, but I need to convert them to elements. So for that reason, I'm gonna search for an out-of-box node which is called line pattern element. I think should be this one. No, line pattern element dot get by name, this one here. With this one actually we can get our line pattern element by their name. Their name are stored in my third list here. Okay, for now let me disconnect these ones and hit run and see. Here is my line pattern element as it is needed inside the line style.create node. All right. So for the color, it's a very simple one. We can create our colors from the RGB code colors, which have been structured here already. So I'm gonna search for a node called color dot by RGB, this one. All right, so let's go back to our Excel file and see. The very first column is the red, second one is green, and the last one is blue. So here I have already all them structured, right? So this is my list number 4. So I'm gonna connect this to red. This is my green, and this is my blue color, okay, code color. And let's hit run again and see we have created our colors here. So now I can connect my color. We have line pattern element, we have weight, and the name. Let me check the line pattern before if I already. As you can see, we don't have any of those line styles created, right? Now if I switch back to Dynamo and hit run, from here I can see we have created our line styles. And if I go back to here, and I can see that we have created all the line styles. But as I mentioned earlier, that for the solid ones, we set them to a dash line pattern. I can easily select all of them and switch them to solid and hit OK. So I have just created all the line styles here. For this, actually, bug here that we need to set them afterwards. Let me know in the comments if you've got any solutions so we can learn together. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day.